If you had someone that came to you, maybe it's a solo founder, maybe it's two people like the Fishwife founders, and said, hey, we really want to launch a direct to consumer brand or food brand. We want to do kind of best in class execution. Where should we start? Or what should we get right? If someone came to you and just asked for a little bit of direction on where they should be paying attention, and if you were to coach them, what advice would you give to that founder?
I would say start really small. Figure out what is your launch hero product going to be that is truly different, that is special, different, better, that really puts you on the map because people trust a new brand, will invest money. I don't mean as like a shareholder, but will invest money purchasing and will invest social capital kind of vouching for this new brand in a way that they never did before. So if you can kind of tickle people with something that's really interesting and unique, that's the start. And then build a world from there. Figure out what your trajectory is in terms of growing your product count in distribution, but also like what is the atmosphere that you're trying to create? A great brand that does this really well is called Entire World. It's an apparel brand founded by a guy named Scott Sternberg, who used to run a fashion company called Band of Outsiders. And you could see Entire World as kind of a American Apparel for the 21st century without the creepiness. But he's done such a fantastic job at just building this world, having a really fun e-commerce experience, really kind of weird but quirky advertising and content. And yeah, there's sweatpants and shirts and pants and dresses, and they're pretty simple, but you really want to go to bat for them because they've done something really interesting. They entertain you, they make you feel like you're part of something bigger and special. And I think that's really, I don't know, maybe I'm too romantic about this. Every day and every week, I'm introduced to these like super successful brands that make tens, hundreds of millions of dollars a year selling stuff that just doesn't seem that interesting to me. Clearly, they found a market niche that was unserved or underserved. But to me, the most interesting ones are the ones who do it in a really creative and organic way and take advantage of the media that is available to them, whether that's just really beautiful packaging design or fun videos or having a conversation with your audience about any topic. Certainly, we saw last summer during some of the civil rights stuff that companies were starting to talk about capital R, real stuff in a way that they never had to before. Consumers want that. Consumers want to support brands that stand for more than just making money. They want to stand for brands that believe in the same things they do. We're going to see a lot of this over the next decade with sustainability and climate. We're going to see a lot of it with race and civil rights. We're going to see a lot more of it with all kinds of things that come up. Voting rights. I'm sure we're going to have reproductive rights. Brands are going to have to take a stand on this sort of stuff. And it wasn't really like that a decade or two ago, but it's just part of reality now. So also be prepared to do some of that stuff in a way that maybe is uncomfortable, but meaningful to your audience.